Everyone, it's Kathy and you're back with me in my craft room and on my YouTube channel, Kathy's Random Acts of Stamping. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'm so glad that you're here. This will probably be my last Christmas video because I'm thinking that if you have not gotten what you need for Christmas by now, you probably won't get it. So, but some of you may have these Cloche Domes, and I thought if you do, these are on our retired list, and this is what they look like when you get them. You get a stack of these, so you get 10 to a pack. They are $7.50, but they are retiring, so if you haven't gotten these yet, you may want to keep an eye out for the retired list that will be coming out later in January. Once these things are all gone, they do come packaged in this nice little cellophane bag, and they come inside of a nice box. So they, as all of Stampin' Up! Products, they're very well packaged, and I love that. But these are normally made to make a shaker card with, but I thought, why not put two of them together and make an ornament? So that's what I did, and I've got two different ones here. This one I put some shakers in, some little sequins to make it like a little shaker ornament. And this one I only put ribbon toward the front, and I did a little thing to hang it on. But if you turn it over, I have a message, December 21 and Merry Christmas. And some of these have gone to the back, but you can shake them and move them around. And I put a little snowflake on the back of this to kind of depict the snowy scene that I put on the front. But I'm going to show y'all how I made these. And I made this one, and I put this little deer on the front of this one, or I put this little deer on the back, or this on the front and this on the back. Actually, this was supposed to be my back, and it ended up being my favorite. So I put ribbon on both sides of this so you could turn it either direction to hang it on your tree. And I love the way these turned out, and I thought they were so cute. And I wasn't making any shaker cards with these little close shaker domes, and I thought, why not put them together and make some ornaments? Like I said, this is on the retired list, so keep an eye out on it, or run over and order them before they're gone. These are really great little things to have, and you can still make shaker cards with them, or you can just put them together like I did and make a cute little ornament. What I want to remind you of, you could bring in your little snowman. You could put a snowman inside. What I suggest to do is take your little dome, or you can use the dies that goes with the Sweetened Treats. You can use the Sweetened Treats. You can use the classic Cloche, and the dies go with both of those. Let me show you the dies will work with either one of those sets, which I love that. And so here's our dies, and again, this die goes in here. You've got these little trees, you've got some limbs, you got the birds. I mean, they are just simply adorable, and I love them for, where's my other, oh, here it is. There's the other one. This actually will cut the dome out, and I'm going to show you by cutting one, and I'm just going to cut this on regular white paper. And the reason I'm doing it on white paper, because it makes it easy to build your scene. So you can do your scene building on this. And I'm just running this through my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Love this machine. If you have a machine, if you have a die cut machine on your wish list for Christmas, I highly, highly recommend this Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. You will not be disappointed. It is fantastic. And this is what I like to do. I like to do this and then see if my stamp will fit on it. And this will fit. Why don't we do the snowman on this one? How cute would that be? I think that would be super, super cute. Let's see if one of these other snowmen will work. This one might be a little bit big. Actually, this would work too. I like this one because I can add a little bit of color to him. So let's do him. Love, love, love my snowman. I am snowman crazy. I think they're so darling. And we're going to just stamp him directly down, but since I am dealing with a photopolymer stamp, I am going to, you know what? Yeah, we're going to do it like this. I'm thinking I may want to cut him out. Let's do him on a regular piece of paper. Let's put him right here. We know he'll fit, so let's stamp him right there, and I am going to stamp him in the Momento black. And I'm going to grab, I think he'll fit on this stamp block. Yep. So I'm just going to ink him up, and let me move my stuff over. I'm going to move these two up out of my way, and some of this other stuff over out of my way, because I want to make sure I'm in frame for y'all so you can see exactly what I'm doing. So I'm going to ink that up. I just thought this would be a cute last minute little trinket if you were going to someone's house and you just wanted to take a little something homemade. These work off very, very fast. So we're going to stamp that right there. Oh, isn't that so cute? I just absolutely adore the way the Stampin' Up! Stamps stamp out. The ink pads work beautifully. They are so much fun to color or what have you. So we want to put a little bit of color underneath here. So I'm going to grab some blue. So I am going to grab my Balmy Blue. Oh, that's not it. I want my Balmy Blue because we can coordinate everything with that. I think this is my Balmy Blue. Yep, light Balmy Blue and dark Balmy Blue. I'm going to start out with the light. And all I want to do is just come in and make a little bit of snow up underneath him. Just like that. And then I'm going to put the brush cap on, and I'm going to pull off my bullet tip, and I'm going to just dot on these little snowflakes that are falling down. So I am just going to dot, dot, dot a little bit. And now right up underneath here, let me silence that down a little bit because it is driving me crazy. Let's see if I can get all of my things to silence. There we go. That should help some of my interruptions. I'm going to go right beside of his face right here and over top of the scarf. And, you know, I really should do that with the dark. So I'm going to grab the dark one. And I am going to come in right up underneath here where that shaded line is, and around here and under the bottom. Just think about where your shading would be, and usually around the bottom, right here around his waist, maybe right here where the scarf is at, and again around the face where we'd already done the light blue. And I think that's all the dark I need. And I'm going to come back in and I'm going to blend that out a little bit using the lighter. And I'm just scribbling. I'm not really coloring. I'm just scribbling some color down just to get a little bit of color in there. Something like that. And I'm going to do the same thing in here, just a little bit of color. It doesn't have to be a lot. A little bit around the face. And that's all we're going to do for that. Now I do need an orange, because what is a snowman without an orange nose? So I'm going to grab my pumpkin pie, the dark pumpkin pie, and I am going to go right down the sides like that, and I just hit a little color here and there. I'm going to grab the light pumpkin pie and come back and just kind of blend that out. That's the good thing with these markers. You do not have to be artistic at all to be able to color with these markers. Now I want to decide what color I want his scarf to be, and I really want some red on my snowman. So I'm going to grab my two favorite reds, which is the light and the dark, real red. Y'all know that I'm a fan. And I'm going to come in, and on the smaller stripe, I'm going to do the light. And I'm doing it very, very lightly. And I'm going to do the same thing on the scarf. I'm just going to hit those teeny lines, the smallest lines, like that. The same thing with his hat, just like that. And I think I might color the top of his hat red. Now we could have done this red and green if you like, but I like to add just a little bit more of the red. I mean, it's Christmas, right? So I am going to come in now, and I am just going to color this red, the darker red, of course. And I'm going to go back and just re-hit all of those places where I want it to be darker, which is going to be the larger areas of the white. Just like that. And then I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to come up and hit these places one more time. And I think that's all I'm going to do. You can see the light and the dark shading of the red. Let me bring that up a little closer. See how it looks like it's light and dark? And that's exactly what I was looking for. So that got me what I wanted. So I want to grab a green now, and I think what I want to do is I want to use a I think I'm going to go with a traditional shaded spruce, and I'm going in with the darker because I think this little tree needs to have a little bit of dark green on it. And that's all I'm going to do to that tree. All I've done was just kind of traced out the limbs on it. And our snowman is pretty much done. Now, if you saw that you got maybe too much color somewhere and you wanted to lift it, I suggest picking up one of the color lifter. This is sold by itself, and it is a great thing to have with your Stampin' Blend markers. Because let's say we wanted to even this out a little bit so it doesn't look quite so stark. You can do that just by circling around like that, or maybe even up in here. And you can just even out that color a little bit more so it's not quite so stark. See how that kind of lifted everything? If you wanted to do something up here around his face, you can do that as well. Just make sure anytime you're using your alcohol markers, which are the Stampin' Blends, that you use the Momento black ink, because it is a dye-based ink, which means it dyes the paper. It does not sit above the paper like a pigment ink does. That will ensure that you don't have the smudging. So now this little snowman is ready to cut off. So you know what we're going to do? We are going to take our scissors, because this particular snowman season stamp set does not come with a die. But you know what? That's okay. Now, if you have a scan and cut, you can easily scan this in and have your scan and cut it out. What I would suggest to do is draw lines to close up any open spaces, because if you have a scan and cut, it is going to go in and it's going to cut each one of those little circles out. But if you draw a line between to close up everything, so I would go like from from here to here to here to here to here, and then I would go from here to here and around there, up to there, there, and down to here, and then it will cut around all of that rather than trying to cut it out. I think a lot of people get very discouraged with their scan and cuts because they don't know that. Now I'm going to do a very little jagged line. I like to do my little in and out jagged cuts because you know why I like that? It covers up a multitude of faults. So if you're not good at fussy cutting, and I'm not, if you use the little jagged technique, you will be surprised at how wonderful. And I learned this all on my own just from trial and error. When I was trying to cut out trees one day, and I was trying to go around everything perfectly, And then I thought, okay, just let me go in and out. And it looked so nice. And then I thought, this is a technique that would work with most any type of image. So I'm just going to go right in here now, and I'm going to do the same thing, in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. It doesn't have to be perfect. Remember, it's handmade, and it's not perfect. We're not stamping these with machinery that does everything perfect every time. We are stamping, I'm gonna go ahead and cut that one little snowflake off, because I'm just gonna come up and cut pretty much around his arms like this. This is a great way to get your image to look professional without too much of an effort and absolutely stress-free, and I like that. And there we go. We got that little snowman is all cut and ready to go. But now I want to put him on a background. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lay this on a piece of this. I'm going to lay this Cloche die right here. And I am going to give myself just a little mark. And I'm just going to bring this to my trimmer, because I want to trim this out just right about there. And what I'm doing is I'm just getting me a small piece off that I can run through my die cut machine, because I don't need a huge piece. I just need a piece about like that. So I'm going to bring this over. I'm not going to bring my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine over. Y'all have seen me cut many times. I think I do have a video where it shows where I showed this machine initially and how much I loved it. So if you are new to die cutting, you might want to go and check out that video, and I'll see if I can find it and link it. Now what I want to do, I cut this piece of cardstock, and this is the heavy, the thick basic white. And the reason I do that is I want some stability to my piece. So as you can see, let me zoom y'all in just a little bit more. As you can see, that will fit over there because they're both cut identical. So we can glue this down. Put my plates back together and over on my machine. I want to glue this down onto here. So I'm just going to take, you can do one of two things. You can use liquid glue, you can use your Stampin' Seal, you can use your tear and tape, whatever works for you. I'm just going to add a little glue, and then I'm going to lay this right on top, just like so, and I am going to glue that down. There we go. And now, how stinking cute is our snowman going to be on there? And you know what else? We could glue this directly down, which I think is great if you want to put some snow in it, and I do. Because what snowman doesn't have snow, right? So we are going to put a little bit of snow, but I want this to go directly down, so for that reason, I am going to use liquid glue, because I know this will give me a nice flat down to the paper piece, and that's what I want. So I'm going to glue him right there, and I am going to take my stamp block and sit over top and make sure that that gets a nice adhesion. So while that's working, I want to grab another piece of paper, and I think for this one, I think I'm going to grab this piece right here. Y'all saw me use this on the little pet card that turned out so stinking cute, the little stocking stuffer. Oh, that card was so adorable, and I had so much fun making it. Now I need to decide if I want my die to go this way or this way. Line it up right on one of those lines. Anytime you have a line, I always say it's a line to define. You can actually line that up on the line, tape your piece down, just like this, and let's run that through our die machine. And we're going to glue that on the other side of our piece of cardstock. And this is going to help so much in the stability. And this is going to give us a beautiful place to put a sentiment or Merry Christmas, which is a sentiment. And we are going to glue this down right like that. And I've got my oval punch, and that's what I want to do with my Merry Christmas. So I am going to put my glue. Again, I'm opting to go with my liquid glue. And I always say use the glue that you love the most. And I don't endorse my glue because it's not a Stampin' Up! Product. So just stay in compliance, but I always say use your favorite glue. And I'm going to press that down really good. And I'm going to use my my double oval punch. I love this punch. I think it's so great. And I want to grab a piece of, I think I want a cherry cobbler and a white. So I've got a piece of white right here. And I'm going to cut a strip off about like that. And I'll show you how you can get away without wasting cardstock using your punch. Now I can slide this in, and I'm not wasting punching out the top portion of this. I'm just getting that bottom portion. Great. And now I'm going to grab a piece of cherry cobbler. Yep, that's perfect. And I'm going to bring that in right to the bottom of this, just like that. And see, I'm not infringing into there. And that way you can trim out both of those without wasting any cardstock whatsoever. And now we can put these two together, but I want to stamp something on here. How about sending you love and peace this season? Let's see if that one will fit. Peace. Oh, that will fit. Oh, how cute. Okay. I think that will work just like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my stamp block, and I am going to pick that up. And I want to ink this up in a color ink. And I think since I'm doing the cherry cobbler on that side, I'm going to grab my cherry cobbler ink. So I am going to ink this up and stamp it down. I hope y'all aren't hearing the banging that I'm hearing. They are building houses. 3 houses are going up in my subdivision, and I don't know where they found the land to build them at, but they are building. And oh, I love that. Isn't that so pretty? But they are building 2 behind me and 2 in front of me. So the trucks and the banging has been non-stop. And poor Toby, he is starting to look like Weeze's dog from Steel Magnolias. He is just a total wreck. He has barked on and off all day. I'm surprised when he just heard that slam he didn't take off barking again. But I'm hoping that he's going to get used to it. At least it isn't like Drum shooting the rifle trying to get the pigeons out of the trees for the wedding. So, and if y'all haven't watched Steel Magnolias, you probably don't have a clue what I'm talking about, but that's such a good movie. Sad and funny and everything in between. So, one of my all-time favorite movies. Okay, now we can put this on here. And I'm thinking I want to do something else here, and I'm not sure if I want to do a bow. Oh, you know what would be so cute on that? What about our buffalo plaid ribbon? I love, love, love this ribbon. The black and white gingham. I call it buffalo plaid. You know, you can call it whatever you want. I think that'd be really cute on there. So I'm going to do my little loop bow again. So I'm going to cut off about maybe about 20 inches or so. We can always trim it, not a big deal. And of course I dropped it on the floor. I don't know if y'all do that like I do or not, but I do all the time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the little loop bow, and I have a video on how to do this bow, and it's a double loop bow, and it is adorable. So pull it through there and make sure this one stays around your finger. You're going to bring it over and then back up underneath that loop, just like that, and you're going to pull it and tighten it down. I like to leave it on my fingers until I know that I've got it wiggled nice and tight and I've got my tails going in the direction I want them. Oh, I love it. Isn't that so cute? These bows are so easy to make, and if you haven't seen that video, go look it up. I just recently posted it on I Didn't Know I Needed to Know That. I thought that that was a good title for that, because who knew? Now we can put this up here at the top or down at the bottom. I think I kind of like it at the bottom because we're going to have more ribbon at the top anyway. So let's go ahead and put this together. And this is actually going to go inside of our little cloche dome. And that's going to go right about there. I might need to trim that off just a tiny bit more. I'm going to grab these scissors. There we go. That will go right there. So I'm going to use my my favorite way to attach bows, and that's a glue dot. I've had some people to say they hate these things because they're so hard to use. Yeah, they can be. Stampin' Up! Recently changed. I don't know if they changed it or if they were wrong to start with, but I liked them better when they were over rather than under. But I made it work for me. What I did is I cut a square out of the top of my box and I just let it feed out this way. This works for me. So I'm coming up to my very next glue dot, and I am going to grab my my take your pick tool is here somewhere. I just had it a moment ago. You know, I've got way too much stuff on my desk and not enough room. There's never ever enough room on our craft desk, or at least for me there never seems to be. Okay, I'm going to use my scissors. You can use whatever you can pick up a glue dot with, like that. And I am going to put the glue on the back of my bow, just like that. And then I am going to put this down right about there, and then I can nestle this down underneath it just a little bit, and I'm going to do that with glue. I'm just going to put this down flat on glue, and I'm going to nestle it because I want that to go down just like that. Sending love and peace this season. Isn't that pretty? So now the magic comes in putting it into our dome. So not hard to do at all. So don't feel like that this is going to be something that is terribly hard to do, because it's not. You're going to grab out 2 of your domes. Yes, it does take 2 to enclose one of these and make it an ornament. So you could do it on one and put a solid piece of paper behind it if you wanted to do it that way. I just find it so easy to do it like this. And I want that ribbon just to kind of sit up like that when I put this in. See how pretty that's going to look in there? And then look at our beautiful little snowman on the other side. So I'm going to grab my second dome off of here. And remember, how you pull them out is totally up to you. So before we put this in, we want to take the sticky off, and these have adhesive around both sides. And that's so you can make it a shaker card if you want. And I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with putting snow in. Just like so. And just like that. And I am going to put the glue on that, the sequins on that side. And these are the Supple Shimmer sequins. And they are in the mini catalog. They may be in the retired list. I'm pretty sure they will be. But I'm going to put a few of those in there, just like that. So pretty. And then I want those to be on my snowman side. So I'm going to put the snowman down first. My snowman's on that side, so I'm sitting him in like that. Then I am going to take you don't need the snowflakes on this side. I'm just going to take the adhesive off of this side, just like that. And before I go any further, I want to cut a piece of this, because I want a piece of this to be my piece that's I'm going to use to hang this on the tree. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold it like this, and I'm going to bring it together like that. See how I have the little loop hanging like that? And then I'm going to stick it down, because it's sticky up there. Remember, that adhesive is there. So I'm going to stick it right behind that piece of paper. See how that's coming up right there? I want to stick this down right like that. And then I'm going to take the other one and sit it right on top of it, just like this. Making sure that I'm lining everything up from the bottom to the top. And then press everything together, making sure, especially when you put sequins in here, that you go all the way around and really, really, really press that down. All the way around. And now you've got snowflakes on this side with your snowman. Okay, but we're not over, under, over, under, over, under. 3 loops, 3 loops, and then through my finger, oops, through. You'd want to make sure you keep these loops on your finger when you feed this through. They want to come off, especially some ribbon that might be a little more slippery than others. And then bring that through. And then we're going to rock it, rock it, rock it, rock it. And I think we got it that time. 3 on that side, and 1, 2, 3 on this side. That's it. I think we got it. And now we're going to pull our tails down like that. And this is going to go right here at the top, just like this. And I'm going to cut these tails off just a little bit. So I want them to be a little bit long, but not quite that long. About like that. And let's see if we want that on this side. I think we want this one on this side. We've got a bow on the other side. So we're going to put this one on this side. So what I'm going to do is I am going to grab another glue dot. I think just bring the ribbon to the glue dot, just like this. And I'm going to sit it down into the glue, just like that. Pull it off and stick it right to the top of that piece. Now, how simple and easy was that to make a beautiful little ornament that anybody would love to have on their Christmas tree? Is that not cute? So stinking cute. I think anyone would love to receive an ornament like this. They're so fun and they're so easy to make. I just wish I had more of my little Cloche Domes. Now I wish I had ordered more, because there's not time for me to get more before Christmas. So I'm gonna have to pick and choose who I give these to, definitely. But so much fun. I hope you've enjoyed watching me make this cute little fun ornament. I hope that this is something that you would like to make, even as a memento for your Christmas tree. And you can do as I did on this one. I even wrote December 21. Merry Christmas. And you could also put your initials in the bottom if you were giving this to someone. But here's all three of our little sceneries, and each one of them are done a little bit different, but they're all so beautiful. And just goes to show, you can look through your stamp sets and you can make any ornament using these Cloche dies. So run over real quick before they're all gone and go ahead and grab up some of these, because this would be a great idea for next year for Christmas ornaments. So until we craft again, may God bless and keep you. I love you guys so much, and as I always say in closing, let everything that you do and say bring glory to our Father in heaven. He is worthy. So until we craft again, may God bless and keep you. Bye-bye.